What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of Balcony Live. I'm here with Barry, local artist from Buffalo, New York. I'm Jolly Cypher. Let's fucking get into it. One of my first questions I got for you, my brother, is what does Barry mean? What is the name Barry? Where did it come from?
Well, I used to make hip-hop music, and I just used my original name. And I didn't like the way it sounded or looked on bills for shows.
Yeah.
So I wanted to come up with a name that still felt like a real name, so that's where Barry came from.
Cool. So is there any story behind why you chose the name Barry?
Yeah, well, the idea of it was when I have my first child, if it's a son, I'm gonna name him Barry. So
That's cool as fuck, man. That's cool as fuck. So who are some of your biggest influences as an artist?
A lot of old bands and some hip hop music, but obviously Mac Miller. I listen to bands like Fleetwood Mac.
Hell yeah.
A new band I've been listening to and am inspired from is a band called Bonnie Doon.
Cool. I haven't heard of them before.
Yeah,
what kind of
they're
music
awesome.
do they play?
It's kind of just like indie rock, kind of folky rock.
Word.
But yeah, just very genuine. So yeah, those
so
are a
you
few.
like authenticity when you're listening to music and shit?
Yeah, something where it's very detailed, not
I'm kind of the same way because I feel like when I listen to music, I need some sort of substance, and if it's just kind of
materialistic.
Yeah, I can't really relate to it. So I feel like when I listen to music, I like a lot of just stuff that's genuine and authentic, and I can really feel where the music's coming from, where the artist wrote it from. That's why I like the same kind of music. I feel like.
Yeah, definitely just real. You know what I mean? Something you take something from.
No doubt. So what is the songwriting process like for you when you go to sit down and write a song? Is it something that you pull inspiration from an experience in your life and you feel an emotion, or is it maybe a guitar riff and then you write lyrics to that riff? How does it go for you?
Usually have some sort of an idea, but I'll try and make up stuff on guitar first, just a few chords, and then just sometimes I'll write about emotion, scenarios that have happened, or just scenarios that haven't happened that has probably happened to other people.
Yeah.
And try and put myself in a story almost.
That's dope. That's dope. Kind of give it an idea for something that other people could relate to as well.
Yeah, sometimes not even necessarily anything I've actually been through, but things that have definitely happened to other people.
Yeah, a story, like you were saying, something that someone else might have gone through too that they could relate to. Even if you haven't gone through it, it's a story that you have in your mind that someone else might have maybe been through, or just something else that other people can relate to.
If one of my friends is having a bad day, put myself in their shoes and try and write a song off of what I interpreted their story to me, you know what I mean?
That's super dope. That's interesting. I've never done that before. I've never tried to put myself in someone else's shoes when I write music. I'm always writing just from my own ideas, and I feel that's such a cool thing to do. Is I love when people like J. Cole for Your Eyes Only. So that whole album, I guess, was written from the perspective of
his daughter?
I think it was his friend. One of his friends passed away and was telling him yo, if I pass away, make sure that you play this music for my daughter. And then he passed away.
What it was. Yeah.
So it's just him writing stories about yo, I feel death's creeping up on me, and if it does, write my story down and tell it to the world. And same with Kendrick Lamar on Sing About Me. He wrote that shit in the perspective of somebody else, and songs like that are just I love songs like that. It's super cool that you can do that as well.
Yeah, and for the J. Cole example, it's you don't even know as a listener you could take that as that's him saying that for himself too. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, people don't know the backstory, and then when they hear it from him, it still sounds genuine. It still sounds like he wrote it about himself. So my next question for you is, what songs that you have, or maybe covers, what songs do you like playing the most when you're performing?
I like playing an original that I have called Middle of the Summer. That one's really fun to play. And one of the newer songs I just made, it's called Be There. I enjoy that because I feel I try to go a different route with writing it.
Yo, I seen you play that song at Dave's show, and you played it at my house
Yeah.
when you came through back from California. Literally just got off the plane, pulled
Yeah.
up. That song is, I love that song.
Thanks, dude.
Are you playing it tonight
Yeah.
or today?
Yeah.
Cool, I'm glad. I'm
Hell yeah.
looking forward to hearing that
Hell
one.
yeah.
Why do you like playing those two the most?
Well, I like Middle of the Summer because like I said, I used to make hip hop music, so like it's kind of still in that realm, but not really.
You still got like a hip hop vibe to it?
A little bit, like I don't know, like usually, like since I started playing guitar and kind of changed the route. When I first started writing songs with guitar, it was really hard because I was so used to like using a lot of words for like hip hop. You know what I mean? So I had to like figure out how to like stretch my words differently and like not use as many words or syllables
Yeah,
and
fill
stuff
up
like
some
that.
spaces with a little less like words. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so just like holding out words longer than usual. And I like Middle of the Summer because I use more words in that song than I usually do. So it kind of brings me back a little bit.
Yeah, connects you to the roots of like hip hop.
Yeah.
And then would be there, that chorus is so, it's so simple, but it's so like powerful.
Yeah, and that's only like, I'm pretty sure 5 words.
It's just a couple words, and you're
Yeah.
just holding them out with such emotion and just the way that you convey them. You don't have to say much to say a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes less is more. Yeah.
Yep. Very true.
So my next question for you is, what do you enjoy most about being a musician?
Well, I like to show people music. That's really cool. And if someone can take something from your art, I think that's awesome. Or if you ever get a message from someone like that song kind of helped me or like made me think about stuff in my life.
Oh my God, that's
So,
like, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing, best feeling for sure. Just because you're just a normal person that makes music. So if someone can take something from it, you feel pretty good from it.
Yeah, I can relate to that too. I really enjoy when people tell me my music has helped them, and I feel like that feeling is definitely mutual.
Yeah, it's definitely the best for
So
sure.
the next question I got for you is, what's a main source of inspiration?
I mean, I guess there's a few, but other musicians, other bands, like when you listen to certain songs and you get like a feeling of like nostalgia and stuff like that, and just as an individual, just creating, expressing yourself, kind of want to get something off your chest, and that's the easiest way to do it for me. So if there's no one to, I don't know, something like you can't relate or something you don't want to have a conversation about but you want to talk about it.
You can get off your chest through music.
Yeah, so probably that, and just other bands that I like I said, that feeling that you get when some songs just hit a little different. So
Oh yeah, it gives you goosebumps and
Yeah.
kind of inspires you to write.
it's
a
weird.
little
It's
bit.
like, why does that even happen? That's what I like. It's
I feel like part of being like a true musician is when you have that intuitive feeling, almost like when music touches you beyond like just sound, and it really like connects to like what you feel and just
Yeah, it
like
hits home.
Yep, exactly. Anything
Yeah.
that like right now in your life that you feel like is inspiring you?
Yeah, I mean, I just got back from a trip, going out to California to see some of my friends, so changing scenery definitely inspires me.
Tell us about it. What happened in California? Why'd you go out there?
Well, I have some of my homies that live out there. Got to see a few of them. I go out there every year to see my friends. I lived out there 2 years ago for a little bit. But yeah, I just like, I feel like sitting in the same place, like your environment can impact you a lot.
Yeah.
And you can become stagnant and you can get stuck in ruts, and it's hard to break a routine sometimes when you're really comfortable. So I like changing the setting.
Yeah.
Even if it's once a year, it's like something
Pushing
to look
yourself out of
forward
that
to.
comfort zone.
Yeah, it makes you realize like how small you are and how small, like,
How big the world is compared to like the little town you live in.
yeah, and just like issues. Like it makes you like understand that small problems don't really matter.
Yep. I like
So-
that, man. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah,
Just
that
kind of like
definitely
going through
helps.
some shit in the one area in your life that you are, whether it's like your hometown or a situation you're in, and then just getting away from all that and seeing so many different people and different experiences in different places. It kind of just makes you realize, like you said, how, insignificant those problems are in the grand scheme of like your life.
Yeah, and when you're just stuck at home and
It's hard
like
to
you're
kinda
dealing with things,
yep.
it's like there's like
Tunnel vision.
that's your life. You know what I
it's
mean?
all you can
So
really
it's like,
see. It's all you're around all the time.
yeah, it's like you're not like you're not realizing it because you're not in different places to see how much that doesn't matter, because that's just kind of like.
Would you encourage other people out there to go and travel and get out of their hometown and shit? And
Oh
go?
yeah, definitely. I mean, it doesn't even have to be California. Just even taking a road trip, just seeing something different. Because if you're, like I said, if you're like your environment can be very like, if it starts to become stagnant and it feels like you have nothing else to go do except like go to a bar or have some beers, or like if you're just doing the same thing every day, like getting home from work and going to bed and because you have nothing to do or you're bored, like I feel like you have to like I feel like traveling definitely, like when you come, especially when you come back from a trip, like you try to hold on to that like momentum
Oh yeah.
of constantly doing stuff. So when you get back home to this environment or to your environment, you try to make it different.
Yeah.
You know, like you try to like remember like, oh, it doesn't have to be this. Like, oh, these little things don't matter. Like,
That's
don't
a
let it
fact.
suffocate you, type of thing.
Is there any places that you want to go next? Like anything on the list for the next trip you want to go to?
Nothing really on the list. No, like I said, I just got home, but just gonna work to get back out there. I mean, I eventually want to stay out there, but just things happening. So
Yeah.
this is where I'm at right now. Obviously, home's where the heart is, but yeah, no, I definitely plan to go back out there and hopefully stay out there within like the next 2 years for sure.
And just live out there permanently.
Yeah.
Do you know where you're gonna live in California?
Well, when I lived there, I lived in Yosemite National Park, so probably just go back to that route because they give you a pretty simple foundation. Like you get a place to live, you get a paycheck, so and then just try and figure it out from there.
What's that like when you say a paycheck? What do you do there that you get paid for when you're living there?
I just worked at a campground, so I was just like cleaning, just like
Straight
hanging
up.
out in a campground pretty much, and you just get. I mean, the check's not great, but you're also in like a crazy, beautiful place.
Inspiring as hell, so it's not really a big deal.
Yeah, it's like, and I'm younger, so you know what I mean. It's not like I like have a career, like
yeah.
kind of just winging it at this point. But that's definitely where I enjoy. I feel very happy out there. So, like I said, it's not the same thing. Like there's beautiful water, there's beaches, 2 hours away. There's amazing mountain ranges. So
That's so awesome.
yeah.
So I guess my next question for you is, what role did music play in your early years?
It was like my life. Like when I was in high school, I had friends, but a lot of my friends were older. So when they all graduated, that was like when I was like just getting started into music. Like I started getting into music, like actually getting into it, like probably like 8th grade, going into 9th grade. We actually like started recording songs and stuff like that. And then, yeah, after all my friends like left, I don't know, I was just like maybe just being a stubborn younger kid and didn't really like feel like that's what I tried to do. Like I feel like I tried to block out people that like wanted to be in my life, and I was just like locked in my room like I'm gonna do this, just like being like a young naive kid, you know. So yeah, no, that definitely was like, I had a very select group of friends that I hung out with all the time. I was still friends with everybody and would go out and like do shit that you do as a kid, but yeah, I was always focused on music. Like I said, I could have made, and well, not could have made more friends, but could have gotten a lot closer with a lot more people if I didn't just block
Getting
them out
closer
because
to
of music, because
yeah.
I was trying to
Do you think that
pursue music.
Do you
So
think that that's selfish, or do you think that that's caring about yourself and focusing on what you love, you know, above making the friendships? Because as much as friends are important, I feel like personal interests are important too. So, and I ask that only because I wonder sometimes, you know, if I could have spent more time with my friends and made more memories while everybody was going out and hanging out and stuff. I would say no, I'm trapped in my room, I'm working on a song right now. If I don't write this song, who's gonna do it?
Yeah,
What
I
do you
mean,
think?
I feel like there's a fine line. I feel like there's definitely a balance you have to have, but I don't know, especially with music, there's like every person in the world is trying to do it. So I feel like if you actually, there's also levels to it. It's not like you have to be the biggest artist, you know what I mean? But like if you want a lot of people to hear your art, you have to like be dedicated and
That's
like
for sure.
stay focused on it. And a lot of things will obviously get you distracted. So like, especially when you're younger too, like I feel like as you get older, a lot of your friends start working more. You don't really see them as much. Yeah, responsibilities. So like when you're younger, I feel like, yeah, you're supposed to be young and like make a lot of memories, which I did. Like I had a great like upbringing and stuff, but yeah, I just feel like there's a fine line. I feel like I really don't think it's selfish. I just feel like that's open to interpretation. I feel like it's how you feel as a person. So I don't think it's selfish. I mean, if that's what you want to do, then you're an individual.
Sometimes when I'm out with my homies and stuff, like, you know, a lot of my friends like to do things and go out and go drink and go have fun at like the beach and stuff, and like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I'm out and I'm like,
why am I here?
Huh?
Why am I
Why
here?
am I here?
Yeah.
Why am I here? I look at the ground as I'm walking. Like I remember this one time I was on Delaware or Chippewa or something, and I was just walking, and the homies were drunk, and we were just walking down the street, and like everybody was probably talking about where's the bitches at? Where's the next bar?
Where's the next move?
Where's the next move? And I'm like looking at the ground, like, yo, like, I should go home and get some rest, and I
Yeah,
should work
I should
on
take
some,
care of myself.
should take care of myself or something like that. And I feel like music has just always been something that I've put above a lot of like my friendships and time with my family. Like, you know, I remember one time my mom even told me, she's like, you know, you're like kind of engulfed in this music stuff. Like, you know, you should hang out with me. And it made me feel so bad.
It like hits a little bit
Yeah,
harder
like,
when
that's
it's your
my
mom.
Yeah, that's my mom telling me that. My friends probably wouldn't say that because they know how hard I work. But my
Yeah.
mom was like, "Yo, I miss you," and I'm like, "Sorry, mom, I'm working. I'm busy.
I'm working
Like,
on music.
Yeah, that's where I feel like sometimes, like, you know, that's why I asked if it's selfish or is it selfless to care about yourself and put yourself above those other things. But like you said, it definitely is a fine line and a balance that you have to find over time.
Yeah, like you definitely still have to go out and have a good time and make time for other things. But like if that's like your passion, like
and that's
definitely
where that
go all in.
inspiration can come from too, is enjoying those moments and taking a breather away from the responsibilities of like, if sometimes I'll think to myself like, yo, if I'm not working as hard as I can, someone's gonna outwork me and they're gonna get it before I do. And if I really want to make this my life and not work at a factory or some Tim Hortons, like I gotta go hard. And like that's where I feel like sometimes I gotta sacrifice the memories and going out. But those memories and those going outs are also what will sometimes inspire some of like the coolest songs or the best inspirations to write music.
Yeah, or the opposite. Like you were saying, like if you're with your friends, it's like, why am I here? I feel like that also, like I feel like those days when you like do realize like, wow, we're really not doing anything and I'm just kind of here.
Could light a
just
fire
hanging out with my friend.
ass,
It's like, yeah, maybe I should go get something done. So
that's a fact.
Yeah.
So my next question for you is, how did you learn how to play? How did you pick up a guitar and learn how to play? Was it like guitar tabs, or was it a teacher, or was it a friend?
I never took guitar lessons. I used to play in a band called Potter's Field.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I only I didn't play an instrument. I just sang. And just honestly, I was just grateful enough to have like really good friends that are really good at music. And yeah, they just showed me some things like here or there, and I feel like with an instrument, like I'm still like pretty fresh at it, you know, like still kind of new. Like I'm not the greatest, but I can do it. But yeah, I feel like there's really no way around it. It's just practice. Like if I feel like it's however, like it's up to you for like how good you want to get, like where you want to take it. But yeah, no, just a lot of my friends are musically inclined and showed me some things here and there, showed me how to read tabs. So just like learn songs. And then once I started learning chords and stuff like that, that's when I actually started like trying to write songs like with guitar, because like I said, I used to make hip-hop music, so it was like a whole another endeavor. So it was like I really, like everything was different. It was like hip-hop, I got a beat, I just have to write lyrics. Now it's like, okay, I have to like figure this out. And like in the beginning it was rough because it was like this is trash, you know what I mean? And even like learning how to sing over playing an instrument, it's like that took a while. But yeah, at first something that really helped me was just finding beats that I could write lyrics over to, and then pick up the guitar and then try and like make a riff and then use those lyrics that I had, because for the longest time
move the beat out of the way and replace it with the chords and the melodies you made on the guitar. Wow, that's interesting. I've never heard of someone doing that before.
It was so hard for me like to try and learn the guitar, and like because it was like I'm stuck like in that moment when I was like
pop melody type of vibe.
Well, that it was just like I'm stuck in a rut because I don't want to make music over beats anymore, but I still need to make music. So it's like I had to like try and like settle short almost like with guitar so I can just like do it, you know what I mean? Because I wanted to keep playing music and keep recording music, but I didn't want to go that route anymore. So at first, like I said, I had friends that would make music for me, but then it just came to a point where it was kind of like I want to figure this out. So
yeah, you want to do it yourself when sometimes people aren't even available to do it, and like you want to be able to do it at your own disposal when you're inspired to just pick up a guitar and like you want to write something whenever you feel like it's the time to do it without relying on other people too.
Yeah, and you have to know what you're doing. That was the hardest part. It's like I don't know what I'm doing, so
Dave, I was
gotta
talking
figure it
to
out.
him, Dave Sounds.
Yeah.
He's in 3 different bands, but he was asking me, you know, what trouble I have with writing music, and I feel like sometimes I'll just write a riff on guitar, and then I don't know where to go from there. And like I feel like having like a beat behind, like, you know, if you wrote lyrics to a beat and then you were just writing the melody to like whatever key the beat is in, you can kind of always like trail back to the same key and the same like. But when I'm writing a melody or a riff or something, I don't even know what key it is. I don't know what it's supposed to sound like, and I just get like I feel like it's poop, and then I just stop. I get like,
Yeah.
I get too distracted.
Well, it happens to everybody though,
Mhm.
especially like for me, like I said, I'm not the greatest guitar player. Like I don't know majority of the chords that I'm playing. I just kind of like my friend told me when I was like learning. He's like, yeah, just put your fingers in places and just
figure it out.
see what sounds good. Remember it if it does sound good, and then just like the more and more you do it, you'll kind of figure it out. Like my friend was explaining to me, like it feels like you kind of like go up, like you learn some stuff, and then you just practice the same stuff. So it's like a plateau, and like once you got all that stuff practiced, it's like you keep going up,
Yeah,
plateau. It's like it's almost like I feel like with an instrument, like you can't skip a step, like on the ladder. Like
Yep.
it literally is. There's no way around it. Like you just have to practice pretty much. So
Mhm.
I'm still practicing. Like I said, I don't know what chords I play. Like
You're still doing a fucking killer job for being
thanks, dude.
new.
Yeah, thanks.
So my next question is, tell me about one of your favorite performances that you've ever had.
Favorite performance.
Whether it was hip hop or with Barry, with your instruments, with Potter's Field, what was one of your like most memorable performances, and just tell us a little bit about it.
Probably a few, I would say. When I used to make hip hop music, I played a show in Philadelphia at the Voltage Lounge. That was really cool because that was kind of like the first like club venue kind of. It wasn't even really a club, but it was like the stage, the floor, and then it had like the stairs going up and then like a little balcony.
Little balcony, yeah.
Yeah, so it was really cool. That was definitely, and like I was younger and it was like, oh, I'm in Philadelphia, I'm out here type of thing. So
Oh,
it was
yeah.
just like chip on your shoulder type of thing. Just like being a younger kid. And then probably the first show I played with Potter's Field at the Halloween Hype Fest that you threw.
Yeah,
That was
a good
awesome.
show.
That was my first
With the band.
show playing like with the band, like doing what I've like wanted to do for a long time. So that was really awesome. And then probably the show at Dave's house, where that was like the most comfortable show that I played, that I felt I played like with an instrument.
Are you like nervous when you go on stage at all? Like, do you experience any type of like nervousness before you go on stage, or like while you're on stage, or after stage?
I mean, when I was like doing hip hop or playing with the band where I didn't have to play an instrument, no, I was like totally confident. But now it's a little different because, like I said, I'm not the greatest at guitar. So when I play a show with guitar, even if it's like not like a big show or anything, just like being your own worst critic, it's like now it's like, and it's so new, so it's like now I have to like focus on guitar because I can't mess up the guitar and I have to like sing. So it's like I don't want to mess up the singing, but I can't mess up the guitar because if you mess up the actual music, then the whole song's ruined. So yeah, like sometimes when I play, I just look at my guitar a lot to make sure I don't mess up the guitar. I feel like I definitely focus more on that to make sure that's good. But yeah, I mean, I get a little nervous, not like, it really just to make sure I don't mess up.
Some butterflies just to make sure that you're,
Yeah, you're solid.
on point.
Yeah, but I'm getting over that. Like the past like 2 or 3 shows, it's been pretty good. I feel like you kind of have to go in it with like a positive mindset.
Yeah, and I mean, most of the
Yeah.
shows, I feel like when you get up on stage, you know, like you're your own worst critic, but a lot of these people don't know what they're about to hear. So even if you fuck up, sometimes they don't even know.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's like but you know.
I was playing
So
a
it's
show
like-
with the first band I was ever in, and we were auditioning. We weren't auditioning, but we were playing a show to win a contest to go to Mayhem Fest. And we
That's
had a
sweet.
song where, like, when the beat dropped, it was the first, like, 4 beats, and then once the beat dropped, it was a cappella, and the whole crowd would sing the words. And it was, "You think you're a god, you'll perish." That was, like, the line that everybody was supposed to scream. I'm on stage, and for those of you at home who don't know, I smoke weed. So I smoked a joint before the show. Worst idea I ever did. I got on stage, and they start playing a song, and I start yelling to the crowd, "You guys ready?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, sing it with me. You think you're a god, you'll perish." And everyone's like singing it, and I looked over with the biggest smile on my face, like, "Dude, we're fucking killing it." Everybody in the band was just like
Pissed.
and I was like, what's going on? Dude fucking playing the guitar looks at me and goes, "You're playing the wrong, you're singing the wrong song." And I go, "What do you mean?" And like I listen a little closer and I hear it and I'm like, dude, the guitar melody wasn't the guitar melody in the song I was
too
singing.
stony.
I was like, dude, I must have been like not paying attention and I just started singing the words to the wrong song.
Yeah.
My whole point is I get off stage and I'm like, my band is like, yo, like you're an idiot, like you fucked us, dude.
That was on the audition.
That was the show at the waiting room for
That
Sumerian Records.
That sucks, bro.
We won.
Yeah?
Nobody knew. Nobody had an idea that I fucked up. Nobody had a clue. They were just like, yo, your energy was there. Everybody was vibing. Like, nobody knew. And I, like, looked at my band and I'm like, like, fuck you guys. Like, nobody knew. We still won that shit. So, I feel like, I don't know, like, as an artist, when you go up on stage, you're always going to, like, want to be the best you can. But at the end of the day, I think it's just, like, having fun, and if you fuck up, just pick yourself up and just kind of keep it pushing.
Yeah, I also feel like if you make a mistake, the more you show that you feel like you made a mistake, that's the only way that people will know.
Exactly. If you just carry
like
on
if you
with
look
it,
like you made a mistake, like if you make a weird face or like
you
smile
just
because you messed up, like
Yeah.
they're gonna know that like that wasn't supposed to happen.
And I think sometimes too, the beauty of that is seeing Dave last night. He's shredding on the guitar, and he's a great guitarist. Here, I'm just gonna move that. Yeah, thanks, brother.
Yeah, no, you're good.
He's on stage and he's ripping up the guitar, and then all of a sudden he fucks up. But he's like, like he knew he fucked up and he made a face. And to me, even if that wasn't my friend, I still would have smiled and laughed and been like, yo, good for that guy, because it's like, it lets
you have to own it if you make like
and
you
it
have
lets
to make
know
it
you're
natural.
human. It's like, bro, like you're not a robot who's absolutely perfect, and that feels good for someone in the audience like me when I'm looking at someone on stage and I see him mess up and pick himself up and keep going. I'm like, yo, good for you, like shit, man, because I know how that feels, and and it's like relatable too. It makes me feel like it's like, oh, you're still a person.
You can't let it like stop you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. The show must go on.
For sure.
So I have two more questions for you.
Alrighty.
This next question, it might have something to do with music, it might not. I want you to describe what a perfect day looks like for you.
A perfect day.
Yeah, what's a perfect day? Is it chilling with the homies? Is it making music?
Yeah, a little bit of both. I mean, having some alone time, working on some music, or
What's
even
the first
just
thing you do when you wake up in the morning? If it's
grab a cup
day?
of coffee,
Grab
dude.
A cup of coffee?
Grab a cup of coffee. The
You
homemade
like it black
Folgers.
or
No, I take a 1 sugar, 2 cream.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll just chill for a little bit, mess around on the guitar, take a shower, brush my teeth, maybe make an egg sandwich, scrambled, and then either just hang out with some friends, maybe go swimming, maybe go on the canoe. Pretty simple, man. I mean, just hanging out with friends and playing music, pretty much, enjoying simpler things.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I could definitely relate to that. Just like the simplicity is like some of the most simple days are some of the most memorable days, because they're just, I don't know, they hit home.
Yeah, definitely being outside.
Definitely.
Like if it's like a sunny day, definitely like take advantage of it. Because we live in Buffalo, so it snows so much. So I definitely try to take advantage of the nice weather.
Since it's a nice day outside today, do you have any plans for later today?
I have no plans. I might go canoeing with my friend. He texted me right when I got here.
That's what's up. There
we'll
you
see.
go. Shit,
Yeah.
it might be a perfect day today.
Yeah, we'll see.
So the last question I have for you is, it's not really a question. It's something that I would say it's more like it's for you. What's one message that you'd want to tell people out there watching right now who might know you or might not know you? Any message that you'd like to send to people watching right now?
Just do what makes you happy. Remember, you're you're an individual. You don't really have to do anything for anybody else. If you do, that's generous. Definitely be a nice person. You should do nice things for nice people. Do a good deed. But just do what makes you happy. Do what feels right for yourself. Just follow your gut. Honestly, do whatever you feel is right.
Word. I fuck with that. That's some good ass advice.
Hell yeah.
Well, shit, man. Thanks for fucking coming on the show.
Hell yeah, brother.
Looking forward to hearing your set.
Let's do it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for watching Balcony Live, episode 2 with Barry from Buffalo, New York. Stick around. We're going to get into the set right after this. Y'all have a great day today, all right?
Peace.
Subscribe to the channel, too, all right? Peace.